Hey guys, Frightener22 here. I know a lot of you guys know that I had mentioned in my announcement a little bit ago that I was going to be doing a massive DVD collection overview of all the shit in my collection. Well, considering that my camera is like in my computer, I can't exactly just do like an overview and gracing. So Frightener22 is so fucking nice that he went through his alphabetized DVD collection to pull them out so I can actually visually show them to you one at a time. So we're going to start right from the top, and we're going to do numbers through A's. I'm going to see how many of the A's I can get through in one video, but I mean, it's just going to be broken down into multiple parts to get through to show every single, all my DVDs and Blu-rays, of which I have over 700. So this is going to be a segment that's going to be broken into many parts. Well, enough of me yapping. Let's just go ahead and get right into my movies, starting with the numbers. The first one I have is 10 Things I Hate About You. Great teen comedy from the late 90s, starring the great, late Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles. Always really, really loved this movie. You got young Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this one. This one is just really, really good. Absolutely check this one out. I think a new edition just got released on DVD and Blu-ray, but I'm not really too sure if I'm going to upgrade. Seems to be an interesting commentary on it, so that would be something I'd be interested in checking out. Next one I got is 13 Game of Death Unrated from Dimension Extreme. Don't really have much to say about this one because I have never actually watched it. I've probably had it in the collection for a few years now, but just never got around to watching it. If you know anything about it, let me know. Next one I got was the Platinum Edition of 101 Dalmatians. This is a two-disc edition. I've never gotten around to actually watching this edition. Of course, everybody's seen 101 Dalmatians, classic, two-dimensional animated Disney film. Love this movie. There seems to be cool stuff on this, and I'm sure the print just looks phenomenal. These Platinum editions always look really good. Next one is the two-disc special edition of 300. I loved this movie. I saw it at a midnight screening the first day that it actually came out, and I really, really liked this one. Zack Snyder did a really, really great job, and I think this is probably the best thing that Gerard Butler's, done, in his career, ever since he came out on the scene. I mean, I just recently saw the movie Gamer. That wasn't anything special. This is really the Gerard Butler that I'd like to see more. Awesome stuff. The next one I got was 500 Days of Summer. I've shown this previous DVD update. This one was actually pretty good. I know the director of this, Mark Webb, who came from a pretty big music video background, directing such things as the Weezer video for If You're Wondering If I Want You To, among many others, had directed this, and he recently just got hired to reboot the Spider-Man franchise, so I'd love to see how that's, what that's like. This movie was pretty decent, though, nothing... I thought it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. It was, it was pretty good, though. It was realistic. I liked it. It was alright. Next one I got, cool horror movie. 976 Evil, directed by Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund. This is pretty good. I mean, it's silly, but I mean, it's a little underrated. I mean, it's a fun time. I would definitely recommend checking this one out. I think I got this for like $5 at FYE one time. Next one I got, why in the fuck Christ do I have it in full screen? Oh well, I have it in full screen, and it's the remake of 3:10 to Yuma, starring Russell Crowe and Christian Bale. I don't really get around to seeing too many westerns, but I had this one had been on my radar for a while. This was directed by James Mangold, who gave you such films as Identity, The Wonderful Girl Interrupted, as well as the Johnny Cash biopic Walk the Line. This movie was actually really, really well done. I really, really enjoyed this. Told a great story. It was very adrenaline-paced, so I really dug this one. Fuck me running for having it in full screen, though. Motherfucker. Next one I got was one that I actually liked a lot. I actually have the numbers on my front door outside my bedroom, just because I think I'm pretty fucking cool. I thought I was trying to be a hipster. So, it was the movie 1408. I thought this was actually a pretty cool Stephen King adaptation. I love John Cusack, and Sam Jackson's always really good. So, this was really good. I really did enjoy seeing this. It was a good time. I think we get some time to actually dive into the A's, so we're going to go ahead and right now and do that. To kick off the A's, it's the Midnight Movies double feature of The Abominable Dr. Phibes and Dr. Phibes Rises Again. The original kicks fucking ass. Incredible film. I highly recommend all you guys check that one out. I started the sequel at one point, but never finished it, so I can't really comment too much, but it seemed like it was pretty good. It's been a while since I gave it a try, so I actually got to get back on that. Next one is great Nicolas Cage one, Adaptation. I've really, really loved this movie. It's really, really great. Got a great cast in this one, so absolutely check this one out. One of Spike Jonze's best. Double feature here. We got The Addams Family and Addams Family Values. You can actually see my review of The Addams Family in my 31 Frightening Days of Halloween marathon playlist. Definitely check that out if you guys are curious about more thorough details from me on this film. I love both these films. Just really great time. Grew up loving these things, and I still love them to this day. Next one, I have an original mint condition one-sheet poster of this film hanging above my bed. Love this film, 1987 classic from Chris Columbus, Adventures in Babysitting, starring the amazing Elizabeth Shue, and, the always great Keith Coogan, who starred in 2 cult classic babysitting movies, this and 1991's Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Great, great fucking film. Can't stress enough to see this movie if you guys have not seen this. All I'm asking for is where's the fucking special edition of this movie? Totally, totally in need of that. Next one I got only a few months ago, actually, because the price went down a lot. It was like $45, and that's the Alien Quadrology set. It has it's like 9 discs. It's got all 4 of the films and bonus discs. I've never actually cracked this open yet to check out any of the special features, but, any fan of the shit that I'm into, you have to have the Alien series. You have to. It's crucial. Next one I got was one of Cameron Crowe's one of his best films is Almost Famous. Great film. I believe he won an Oscar for writing the screenplay in this one. Excellent film. Definitely check that one out. A good, horror animal movie. Alligator. Awesome film. Directed by Louis Togg. He is actually responsible for directing Cujo as well, so he kind of developed a knack in the 80s for, directing these animal monster movies, but this one's really, really great. I think this DVD is actually out of print, so if you happen to find it, and I would absolutely snag it up. This is a great, great film. I rented it on Netflix before I actually found it in a store, which was surprising, so if you can see it on Netflix, I would definitely give it a rent. Next one, another good 80s time, starring Tom Cruise and Leia Thompson. All the Right Moves. I just pretty much ingest anything 80s. Just because it's 80s doesn't mean I'm gonna love it, but for the most part, if it's from the 80s, I'm sure I can find something about it that I can get into, the spirit, the atmosphere, what have you. This isn't this isn't the best 80s film, but it's a fun time. I'm always happy to have these. It was cheap anyway, so. Next one I got, Sam Mendes, classic, probably gonna be regarded as one of his best films. Big Academy Award winner, American Beauty. Kevin Spacey was incredible in this. If you haven't seen this one, I would definitely check it out. I think a lot of people, as years go on, kind of think that it was a little overrated, if you will, but I don't know, I enjoyed it. Next one I got was the 2-disc unrated extended edition of American Gangster, Russell Crowe and Denzel. This was a great, great film. Ridley Scott directed it. Gotta love this one. Really, really dug that one. Kind of running on to 8 minutes, so I think we're going to do just a few more, and then I'll cut the video off, and you guys are going to tune in to part 2. Next one I got was the drive-in double feature of American Graffiti and More American Graffiti. I need to still pop these in. I started the first one, and I liked it a lot, but I never finished it. I gotta get back around to doing that. Next one, great film, American History X, Edward Norton, Edward Furlong. Many of you guys remember Edward Furlong from Terminator 2, Judgment Day. He's incredible in this, as is Edward Norton. Excellent, excellent film. I highly, highly recommend all you guys checking that one out. Next one, 2000, from Christian Bale himself, American Psycho, the uncut version. This is a great film, great 80s vibe in that one, great soundtrack. Christian Bale's a psycho on this one. This is what really kind of brought him, as an adult actor, to the forefront of a lot of people's, sights. Next one I got, really great film. I really enjoy this one a lot. It stars Paul Giamatti in what I believe is one of his best roles. That's American Splendor, where he plays famed comic artist Harvey Pekar. Really, really dig this movie. If you guys want to see something really original and just see something a little different, definitely check out American Splendor. This is a great, great little flick. Hope Davis gives a great performance in it as well. Probably going to show one more, and then I'll cut the video off. And this is the old edition, the old collector's edition of An American Werewolf in London. I never got the new edition of the DVD, but I did manage to get the new edition of the Blu-ray that just came out recently, the Full Moon edition. So I bought this one at my local Big Lots before it closed down, so I got this one in like a 2-pack with Cat People. But this is one of the best werewolf movies of all time. If you want to see my review of this, look again to the 31 Frightening Days of Halloween marathon playlist, and you can see, all my thoughts on this one. Absolutely love this film. Well, I'm going to cut it off here. If you guys want to see more of my A movies, moving into my B movies, check it in for part 2 of my massive DVD collection overview videos. Thanks again, guys.